HarperCollins presents Off Limits by Clare Connelly. Read by Georgia Maguire. Prologue. You've got the Prime Minister calling in 10 minutes? Jack nods, showing not a flicker of response at the prospect of this. Then again, nothing about Jack Grant is what you'd expect. For a self-made billionaire investor come philanthropist come sex god, he is wild, disrespectful of authority and the establishment, and rough around the edges. Deliciously so. Take this situation. Jack, in his bed, naked as the day he was born, uncaring that he should have been at his desk an hour ago, that I can see most of his beautiful back and backside, that my insides are clenching with hot, steamy lust. About. It's a lazy drawl as he flips over and pierces me with those intelligent green eyes. His accent is pure Irish brogue, like Colin Farrell after a night of cigarettes and booze, deep, hoarse and throaty. The latest episode of the Great British Bake Off? I roll my eyes. We've been negotiating to buy a huge swathe of Crown land for the last 6 months. It's at the highest level of negotiation and, given the media interest, the Prime Minister has become involved. What do you think? His laugh is a rumble that barrels out of his chest. Well, every man needs a good scone recipe. And you've got one? Sure. He grins. It's a grin that is at once devilish and charming, and I know how easy it must be for him to get women into bed. And that's before you factor in the body, the money, the power. 9 minutes, I snap. His grin unfurls like a ribbon on his face. My heart kathunks. I ignore it. Stupid heart. Did you book Sydney? Yes. He arches a brow at my impatient tone and, as if to contradict it, stretches in the bed, his arms high over his head, his body gloriously on display for me. And Amber? I don't mean to sigh, but when the Prime Minister's office is calling, I feel there should be some air of responsiveness. Jack, apparently, doesn't agree. All arranged. Lucy's sister is taking a year's sabbatical from her job as an executive at a bank to manage the Foundation's start-up year. She's insanely qualified and personally motivated. Salary agreed. She'll be based out in Edinburgh, as we discussed. He nods, but makes no effort to move. Seriously, Jack. 8 minutes. Get the hell up already. Ouch. Did you get out of the wrong side of bed this morning? He runs his fingers down his chest, drawing my attention to the ridges of his abdomen, the flesh so perfectly smooth and sculpted. My mouth is bone dry. No. You're even crosser than usual, he teases, and my lips tighten impatiently. As it happens, he's right. I got the invitation this morning. The one that arrives every year, beckoning me to come and pay homage to my parents' marriage. Oof. It's my least favourite social event, and the one time I'm forced to remember who I really am. The one time a year my parents recall me to the mothership, reminding me that no matter what I do, professionally or personally, I'll always be Gemma Picton. Lady Gemma Picton. Oof. Sit down. Tell me about it. He pats the bed beside him and I roll my eyes again, hoping he won't know how sorely I'm tempted. Just once, I imagine giving in to this, the electrical current that is arcing between us. I never would, never could. He is as off-limits as hell is hot, the stuff of fantasies and nightmares. No thanks. What is it? Nothing. Personal stuff, I say. And he shrugs. But there's curiosity in his eyes. A curiosity I have to ignore, along with desire, lust, want, need. We have our boundaries, and we definitely know better than to cross them. Jack pushes the sheet off, exposing the tattoo that curls across his lower back and snakes around his hips to the tops of his legs. Must have hurt like hell to get it done, especially on the skin of his thighs. Right near his cock. I asked him once why he'd got it,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?